Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Pat Nappy here from pnlearning.net, and today we're going to look at some questions from the most recent Algebra 2 New York State Regents exam. So I've been teaching this exam for over 10 years, and I can safely say that this is probably the hardest Algebra 2 exam I've come across. So I'm going to do a single video that goes through every question in the exam in order, and I'm also going to break this down so that there's a video for each individual question. So check out my YouTube page if you want to go jump around to different questions. And one more thing before we get started, if you have trouble with some of the concepts I discuss in these videos, definitely check out my website, pnlearning.net. And you'll be able to book me for one-on-one tutoring, or you can sign up for my Algebra 2 forum, which allows you to come and go as you please. It meets once a week for an hour at a time, and you can basically just join the session and ask whatever Algebra 2 related question that you would want. Without further ado, let's get started with the first question. So here we have number one. This is a question about the Hot and Tasty coffee chain. They are conducting a survey of its customers at its location at the Staten Island Ferry Terminal. After the survey is completed, the statistical consultant states that 70% of customers who took the survey said the most important factor in choosing where to get their coffee is how fast they are served. Based on this result, Hot and Tasty coffee can infer that which of the following choices. So let's just take a look at some important things about what they just told us. The statistical consultant states that 70% of customers, at the Staten Island Ferry Terminal, it's important to always note where a survey is being conducted. 70% of these customers said that the most important thing was how fast they are served. So based on just this survey that was done in this one location, what can we then say? Let's look at the choices now. Number one, most of its customers in New York State care most about being served quickly. So this is not a conclusion we want to draw. We can't say that the opinions of the customers at the Staten Island Ferry Terminal are necessarily going to be the same as customers all around New York State. So we don't want to choose choice number one. Choice number two, it says coffee drinkers care less about taste and more about being served quickly. And they're talking here about coffee drinkers. Once again, we can't assume that the opinions of the Staten Island Ferry people are the same as all coffee drinkers. So we again have an answer to reject. Number three, most of its customers at the Staten Island Ferry Terminal care most about being served quickly. This seems pretty reasonable because we know that 70% of these Staten Island customers do care about being served quickly. And we can say that 70% is most of the people. So I'm going to go ahead and say that 3 is probably our answer, but let's just make sure and read number 4 and just see if maybe it's a better answer. Number 4, most of its customers at transportation terminals and stations care most about being served quickly. So with number 4, we're running into the same issue as we were with number 1 and 2. We can't say that customers at all transportation terminals and stations are going to be caring about the same things as the customers at Staten Island Ferry Terminal. You can imagine that at a different location where maybe there's not as many people going to work or in a rush, that they might not care as much about the coffee being served quickly, and maybe they care more about if the customer service is good or if the taste of the coffee is good, things like that. So we're going to also reject 4, and it looks like number 3 is the best answer for this question. So if you found that video helpful, definitely give me a like or subscribe, or even share that video with someone else who might be struggling with the same thing. If something didn't make sense in that video, visit my website, pnlearning.net, and book some time with me. I'm always happy to go over these questions with people in depth. If you're struggling with stuff that was built up into this question that I didn't cover, we can go through that. We can go through middle school math. We can go through Algebra 1, geometry, whatever you want to in order to get the best possible grade and get a true understanding of what you're working on in your Algebra 2 class. So with that, I'm going to close out this video and hope to see you on the next one.